the Great American Beater Bash, where memories are made and mistakes may happen.
Everybody needs to know May 2nd. That's Derby Day. Derby Day. Think Derby Day. Derby Day.
Let's
Derby
go!
Day. The influencer class, that's my shtick at this demolition derby that I'm doing. I'm bringing in some people in the entertainment space, if you will, to come and drive their first demolition derby. You can literally go out and buy a $500 shunt box that may have fourth gear out, whatever. You're not going to need it. And then you do a very basic preparation and bring it. And you pay $40 for a chance at $1,000.
Mortal Theory.
We've got concessions, and then the Wicked Wieners truck's going to be there slinging hot dogs, slinging some glizzies. Freeman Brothers is sponsoring a car. I've got Boom Bad Fireworks sponsoring a car. Charlie Mike's at Dispensary is sponsoring a car. Mortal Theory themselves is sponsoring a car. There's going to be a Mortal Theory car. The list goes on. If anybody wants to sponsor one of these cars, this is the deal. I am sourcing the cars, preparing the cars, and then having them painted. And then the influencer, which we can match influencers to sponsors. There's no real feasible reason not to come. Unless
that's what she said.
Yeah, to come. But
Come join the event and invite all your friends.
Come see me at the Great American Beater Bash, Litchfield, Kentucky, May 2nd. Grayson County Fairgrounds, where legends are made.
Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344-6595.
Are you a jerky jerk?
You're holding it, right?
Yeah, I got it. Just give me 1 second.
RJ's Beef Jerky. Real jerky for real jerky jerks.
Can you give me a piece? Yeah, of course.
Kick off your boots, come gather round. We're digging up secrets that can't stay down. Bigfoot's out there in the midnight air. Aliens watching from who knows where. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, CIA. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. From small town whispers to city lights, we're hunting the truth in the dead of night. Conspiracies spin and the rumors fly. Country Cupid is gonna tell you why. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Footsteps in the woods, lights in the sky. Some call it crazy, we just ask why. Laugh if you wanna, but you just might see There's more to the world than they want it to be. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Truth or a tale, come and see. We're gonna have some fun, y'all.
In a world where feelings are protected and men have traded big, beautiful beards for man purses and man buns, comes to you a podcast you always wanted and never knew you needed. A podcast where feelings are left at the door and conversations happen unfiltered and no sugarcoating. What is going on, No Sugarcoating Podcast fans? Paul Buchanan wanted to reach out. The month of April is going to be full of candidates. We're going to see a lot of different people from a lot of different positions running, primarily in Laurel County and the surrounding areas. The No Sugarcoating Podcast crew wanted to let you know that we are by no means journalists. Do not come to our show expecting breaking news in regards to what's going on in the elections. We simply have discussions. We are not journalists. We are not a news show. We have discussions. We set our candidates in front of a screen where they can read the messages and they can answer the ones they want to. And we try to include the people watching's questions to the candidates. However, we're unable to get to all of them, and some of the questions the candidates cannot answer. They're just legally bound to not answering the questions. Again, and we can't make them tell the truth either, guys. So, just wanted to kind of let you guys know ahead of time. Hopefully, you'll see this before every episode of a candidate. But, yeah, guys, we're not a news crew. We don't pretend to be journalists. We have discussions. We try to bring out the best of everyone that comes here. We have no gotcha that we're trying to do to any candidate. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a great day. Did you not get the volume right? Is the volume on?
No, I had his muted.
Oh, you had mine. Oh, okay. Had mine muted. Alrighty then. Anyway, here is the No Sugarcoating Podcast. Not a media news group here.
Not a journalist.
Not a journalist. But as you can see, we do have the world-renowned John Root here with us today.
First podcast ever.
First one he's ever attended. I'm so glad it's us.
Happy to have him on here tonight.
Somebody just commented and said no sound.
No, it was just...
Okay, that was earlier? Okay, good.
That's why you were muted. They were
He
delayed.
done that on purpose, guys. He muted me.
I'm glad you're the guy.
I didn't want to leave Paul out, right?
Alrighty. So, moving on with it. We've asked everybody, just starting off, fill us in with your background. Where
Start us from where you grew up at and what roads led you to now.
Yeah, that way we can know you.
Okay. Well, I am a lifelong resident of Laurel County. I think I'm the only candidate that born in Laurel County and never moved. Laurel County is all I know. Graduated high school in Laurel County. My dad was Howard Root. My mom was Dorothy. And I'm the only child. And my dad died when I was 16.
Oh, well.
And so mom had filled in, had to be a mom and a dad. You know, it's about the age that
You could really use a dad.
really use a dad.
Right.
But she did an awesome job. Graduated high school, and my lifelong dream was to be a trooper, state trooper. Before that, I guess the first job ever I had was a laborer, working on a construction site, carrying materials and supply. And then I worked at DC Porter's Grocery. Dak Jones. And then I got my first start August the 15th, 1986. Chief Bill Smith, who's no longer with us, at the London Police Department, gave me my first opportunity in law enforcement. Sent me to the Academy, Department of Criminal Justice Training, where I graduated and was a patrolman at London until 87. I got accepted to the Kentucky State Police and finished their 23-week academy. And first assignment was at the Harlem Post, Post 10. And I worked Knox County from 1988 to 93. Worked Jackson County from 93 to 94, and came to Laurel County in 94, August of 94, and retired from the Kentucky State Police in 2006. And I really thought that, well, I've got my career in and got all the law enforcement out of me, and I'm going to
fulfilled that lifetime dream.
Fulfilled that lifetime dream, did what I wanted to do. And I started a very successful business of selling cars. Had a partner, one of my state police buddies, myself, we opened a car lot together. And then he kind of went his way and I did mine as well, and was doing really well until about 2009. And I had a couple guys come to me and said, hey, have you ever thought about running for sheriff? At that time, I think Sheriff Fred Yaden had done announced that he was not going to run, was not going to seek a second term. And I kind of made the fatal mistake, I guess, of thinking about it, and here we are. So
16 years later.
16 years later, I was elected in May of 2010, and my first day in office was January the 3rd of 2011. And I guess I've left some really important things out along the way. My fiance is Heather Lynn. She is probably the biggest fan, supporter I got, and blessed with 5 children and 5 grandchildren. And live on Helvetia Road. And just I love what I'm doing. I'm the happiest guy I believe that could be. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me about different offices, but I've been interested maybe trying a different office or maybe a step up into some state politics, but no place I'd rather be in right here.
See, that's awesome. It's awesome to hear that somebody, one, was able to fulfill their dream of doing it, and then coming back home, and I guess you just couldn't shake it, right? Was it sitting at home just wasn't enough? You needed to get back out, run again. Because I tell you, I'm older now, and I used to, and by no means am I making a comparison, but I used to do security at the hospital, and we'd run and chase and do all this other stuff. And you know, I get to think, man, I could do that again. Yeah. But no, I couldn't. That's for a young guy. But did you get that itch, and you're like, yeah, you know what, maybe this is it?
I missed it, and you know, not so much the job. You know, when I do decide to go home, you know, I don't want to work for nobody. Don't want no badge. Not interested in the gun. You know, I've got it out of my system, but when I get ready, I'll go home. You know, but I love it. I do love it. I love it. Every day I go to work, it's just something different. And when you surround yourself with good people, it makes my job really easy. We've got a good office, but it's not me. You know, it's the people that work for me. And a lot of times,
there's a lot of people that would disagree with you, John.
Well, I mean, you know, and
I've heard a lot of your people say he's always taking care of me and my family. Well, there was a lady I read on Facebook that talked about how you would let her make sure that her kids were taken care of and all this other stuff, that she was going through some pretty extenuating circumstances. And you were like, you know what? We got you. You just make sure home's took care of. So there's a lot of people who would say that it was you.
Well, you know, and I appreciate that. And I do, you know, I mean, I enjoy it. And, but really, you know, people come to the office and they get to see me. If they got a problem, you know, I got an open door policy. They're welcome to come in and see me anytime, or I'll go to them. But it's really the front line stuff is small as like the clerical workers I got. They're kind of the first line. You come to the sheriff's office, you see the women that work for me in the front, inspections and picking up accident reports and case reports and stuff like that. And this, but this job is really different. It's different than any job I've ever had. When I was a state trooper, just that. We had details in Frankfurt, Louisville, and a lot of times, working the London post, there's 7 counties, and it was nothing. You may start out in Laurel County and may end up, in one of the other counties, Clay County or
They're saying you're probably a little too far away from the mic.
Too far away? Okay. Is that better? Can you hear me now, Bobby?
Bobby's a little
I don't
deaf.
see how you got that deep voice. They should
Yeah,
hear
it
you
should
good.
That's what I didn't want to.
You should be
You
careful.
want to boom them too bad.
But Bobby, he's a little deaf. We had to holler at him a couple
Bobby,
times
yeah.
here.
Bobby's getting some age, Johnny.
But so it was a lot of it is the camaraderie. When you have a great group of folks, and that that you can trust your folks, it takes a lot of stress off of you. And building a department doesn't happen overnight like that.
No. And if I was elected in January of 11, and if we'd been doing this podcast, say, a year later after I was first elected, I'd have probably sat here and told you that I had the best office in the state. But, after 16 years, you kind of, and right now we're just absolutely, I just can't explain, we're just ticking, everything's hitting just perfect. Everybody knows their job, and it's really important, as far as a sheriff's office, to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Right.
If you work for me, we need to share pretty close the same views. We may have different views, but our goals need to be the same. And I can say that my guys, they know exactly, and gals, they know exactly what the goals are and what the end results should be, and we're batting 100.
That's awesome. So what would you say are some of the highlights of your 16-year career as sheriff? What are the things that you've got to bring to the department that they didn't have before you were there?
Well, the sheriff's office never had a full-time public affairs officer. I think some of them had part-time. And when I was first elected sheriff, one thing I wanted to do, I wanted to involve the people. I've took a lot of criticism over our Facebook page that we have on the sheriff's office, putting arrests and stuff on that page. And but I want, if you live in a certain area, maybe you need to know what's going on in that area. Maybe you need to know, this what we post, and
Right.
It's just the news. And all those pictures, we get them from the jailer, and we put them on our Facebook page, and then we put, what the rest is for. And I really want it to involve the public. And Gilbert Achardo, when I was first elected, I went to Gilbert's house in East Bernstedt, and Gilbert was a PAO at London Post, covered the 7 counties, and he had retired. And I asked Gilbert if he would be interested in coming back working, for me, just covering the 1 county. And Gilbert still had the flame in him, just like I was talking like I did, and he agreed to it, and it's just really been successful. We're in all the schools and civic organizations, and he'll go as far as, if it's the weather in the winter, and if it's high winds and hail, or
No, he's like the media guy, right?
Oh, he's the media guy, and he's the go-to. He does it well.
He does.
That's one thing we got. We have a SRT team, a special response team, and those guys are trained to the max. I mean, they're just if it's worth doing, we're going to do it right. They have the best training possible. They have the best equipment, and we utilize them on some high-risk circumstances, high-risk warrants. We need to make entry somewhere, or if it's a very intense situation, standoffs, hostage situations, whatever it may be like that. We also have honor guard. This honor guard is a very distinguished team. Practice every week. A lot of times, we'll use them at ball games. Unfortunately, funerals. A lot of the families wants the honor guard at the funeral. And show her respect. But it is just a really proud team. Some of our most fit deputies are on that team, and it's something really to be proud of. When I was first elected, probably one of the first major things that I remember doing was revamping our tax system. Used to, back in 2011, when you came in to pay a tax bill, you brought a yellow sheet of paper, and the clerk had to go get a book, and if somebody else had the book with the A's in it or the B's in it or the C's in it, you had to stand there and wait. All this now is computer generated. You just scan and go. So the wait time is much better. There's just so much that we've done. When I was first elected, one of the big things in 2009 and 10 when we ran, I think the reason that people bought into my election bid was that when I talked to people, I'd ask them, what's the biggest problem you see in the county? And everyone had that one problem, and that was drugs. So I swore that the first day that I was elected and the first day I'd take office that we would declare a war on drugs in Laurel County. And that we did. And we have arrested thousands and thousands of dealers. And we've got pounds and pounds and hundreds of pounds of drugs, and seized money and vehicles, and that just helps the office tremendously. And it saves the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars. Our fleet, we got a fleet of Tahoes. We're fully equipped with Tahoes now as far as all the certified officers. There's 62 total people that work for me, 34 certified. And each one of those guys and ladies have a Tahoe. And probably, I would say it'd be safe to say that 85% of that fleet has been bought with drug seized money.
That's amazing.
And that is amazing. And that is, it's just such a big savings to the county, and same way with our weapons, our sidearms, our off-duty weapons, patrol rifles, and it just, it's a big savings to the county. And a lot of people don't know that. It's, and I thought I had a guy tell me the other day, and I'm not done it, said, won't you try to figure out and see, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that's saved the county. And I would really like to know.
That would be an interesting number, right?
Yeah, right.
If nothing else, it's a showcase.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because what you're saying is that of these 30-something Tahoes that you guys have, right, is that close?
Yes.
85% of them wasn't paid for by the taxpayer.
Right.
Tax money wasn't spent for that. They were spent in other things, but the taxpayer saved money on that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. I'm very common. A lot of, most everybody knows me. And I'm just like you guys, everybody puts their pants on the same way. And I've just got the title of sheriff, I'm the sheriff, but I'm a human. I enjoy the common things like everybody does, but I'm just proud of the office. I'm just really proud of the sheriff's office and where we brought it from, because like you said, this is my 16th year, and I'm the longest serving sheriff in the history of Laurel County. They've never been a 4-term sheriff that's held 4 consecutive terms. And so that's something to be proud of. And like I am a public servant. Now, a lot of county elected officials, they don't like to be referred to as that. And
right.
I have a good friend, he's no longer in office, but now if you wanted to get on his bad side, you call him a public servant. And he just didn't like that. And he would tell people, right, because I heard a lady tell him one day, said, you know, you're a public servant, you work for me. And boy, he didn't like it. But in all reality, that's true.
That's a fact.
You know,
right?
the public elects me, and I represent the sheriff's office. And when I don't please the public, and I feel like I don't represent the sheriff's office, and they see that, they'll send me home. And that's what they should do.
Right.
And that's why I feel that we have such a good working relationship with the public. But,
Well, let me play the devil's advocate for just a minute. Only because there's not a lot of comments coming through, and I know that's because Facebook's down right now, and there's a lot of people writing us and asking us why is Facebook down. I don't know. But anyway, you're all over Facebook.
Yes.
And not just you, like people talking about you and stuff.
yes.
You can't hardly scroll through Facebook without seeing something. John Root did this, or John Root said that, or blah, blah, blah. And it's hard to talk about yourself. It's hard for anybody to talk about themselves. But what, in your opinion, do you think you done so wrong in all these other people's eyes?
I'm vocal. And if you ask me a question, I'm going to answer you.
Well,
And a lot of
that
times
does
when
hurt a lot
I
of
answer it,
feelings.
it's not the answer they want. Now, am I always right? No, heck, I'm human. I make mistakes every single day. And but if you ask me a question, I'm going to answer you the best of my ability. And when I answer those questions, the people I think my haters, and I think that maybe the no sugarcoating is a good one to use on that one. I don't sugarcoat it.
No, you don't.
Well, and that does make a lot of people mad.
And it does, because now people, whether you like to admit it or not, they want you to maybe you need to ask gingerly, you know. And I'm a man, I'm just a common guy.
Right.
But you know, and if anybody wants to talk to me, we'll talk. But you know, if you ask me those tough questions and you say, "What's your opinion?" I'm gonna give you my opinion. It don't mean it's right. It's my opinion.
Right.
You know, you've got opinions. You've got opinions. He's got opinion. We all have opinions, but I think, you know, and a lot of people think, I guess, that a politician really doesn't have an opinion. You know, that you're supposed to be quiet, and if anybody says anything about you, you know, you just turn your head and go on. Sometimes that's the best to do, and I'm pretty good at doing that. You know, putting it on the back burner, and then sometimes we're just going to sit down and talk about it.
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying on that. I'm very vocal myself, and a lot of people get mad at me for just me saying what's on my mind.
Oh yeah,
And I tell everybody, look, I can't help it. You're getting mad about the truth,
that's right.
or you're just getting mad about my opinion. But we're all allowed to have opinions, just like we all have buttholes.
That's right.
Now, there's one thing you said that I've been saying all along that I like to hear people say, especially when they hold office, is I'm human and I make mistakes.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't hear that very often from somebody in the office.
You know, it would be nice to say, you know, boy, I do this right every day, and everybody loves me, and everything I do, the people's behind me 100%. But, you know, that's a fairy tale land. And,
Right.
and we're not in a fairy tale land. And that's just that. Yeah, I'm human.
Well, I'm trying to save the questions, Jericho. I'm trying to save the questions. You got a state-of-the-art building now.
Oh, yeah.
You're putting up blessing boxes, food boxes.
Yeah.
You've got cameras on it. You've welcomed the youth to play to do all their crazy stuff out in the parking lot.
Absolutely.
As long as they don't get stupid and
Absolutely.
stuff. And that's just in this last year, right?
Yeah. And the youth, you know, that's who we need to get involved. That's who we really need to get involved. And
What are we talking about right here? What about youth?
well,
I must have
you know,
somehow.
not teenagers, you know, these teenagers, and a lot of businesses, you know, how it is, I guess you was probably down to the Trade Mart. You used to probably cruise the Trade Mart, and I'd cruise Carnival Square, and they've been Dairy Dart, and Finley's, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, these guys, these were some young boys and girls, and they were in their jacked up trucks and some nice rides, and they were just nowhere for those boys to hang out. And we were fortunate enough to get the sheriff's office, and I got a whole lot down there on the bottom that's never utilized. And so I allowed them guys to just go down there and gather. And I told them as long as they would clean their messes up, they went down there drinking or, just burning the tires off of it, that they're welcome to come there and hang out. We got picnic tables for them. They'll set up cornhole, basketball. My guys go down there and check on them. Drive through. It gets a good working correlation with us and that age group, and they love it.
I didn't know that.
I come in every Monday morning and I'll circle through that lot, and it's clean as a pin, and they do good. We love having them there. It's lit. The parents know where they're at. There's cameras on the building. It's a win-win for everybody.
Well, I know that's one of the big things growing up, like you said, cruising. Like we used to cruise Barberville, and just having a place that you can, a parking lot or just a place that you can invite a few of your friends in their rides.
Yeah.
Would have kept me out of trouble,
Yeah.
It kept me close to home.
Yeah. And you was talking as well about the blessing boxes. That's something that I'm really proud of. We have one up at the sheriff's office at this time. And, boy, that thing is used. It's like Walmart. And which I'm glad. We don't, if you need it, get it. If you can spare some, put some in. And I check that thing every morning when I come in, and it's just a habit. And I'm so happy to see, is it full? Is it empty?
Because both sides of that, you're happy, right?
Absolutely.
You're happy somebody dropped it off, and you're happy it helped somebody else out.
And the public has been absolutely outstanding with us on that. I have 11 that I have constructed. Because of the election here, I've not been able to get them up, but I do have the okay from 3 of the local fire departments in the county. I'm going to see if all the fire chiefs at the fire departments will let me set one at the fire department. It's well lit, be a good area, to set one up. And so hopefully we're going to have about a dozen of those throughout the county. And it's just going to be not just at Christmas. At Christmas there we had gloves and scarves, and some people put jackets in there and coats. But it's a lot of canned foods, dry food, and it's tough times now. If you guys been to the grocery store lately, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I went yesterday.
Lord,
you can take $100 and you can take $100 anymore and carry it in one load. So it's just tough times, and people see it tough, and what little bit we can do and try to help, that's what we're going to do.
Now, even more about the youth, and I try to go back and read everybody's stuff before I have them on the show. That way I don't come across as ignorant as I look. But you guys also do the sheriff thing with the kids.
The Sheriff's Boy and Girls Ranch?
Yeah.
Yes, we have that.
That was just something you recently shared.
That's a very good program. Kentucky State Police has Trooper Island, and we have the Sheriff's Girls and Boys Ranch. Our public affairs officers responsible, they'll have a boys week and a girls week, and that is a good program. Now, I tell you, a program that I'm really excited about is Behind the Badge.
Maybe that's what I was reading about.
That's probably what you saw. That thing is really, it's going to really, that's going to be a bigger program probably than what I thought. My fiance, I have to kind of give credit. She's the one that kind of started that. And she's put a lot of work in on that, and we have been partnered with St. Joe's, CHI. And bringing them on was fabulous. We have 25 kids a month that come to that thing. And we have all our deputies there. We'll have some firemen there, dispatchers, the hospital workers. They get to tour the building. We have different presentations. I think tomorrow night it's at 5 o'clock, and I think it's a crime scene, going over, crimes and how it's orchestrated. So, and it's really a good hands-on. And what it does, it just shows, that these deputies and staff are people.
Right.
And we relate with them. We'll sit there at the tables and color with them. We eat popcorn with them. And we go outside and we have a big time, and they get to look through the fire trucks and the police cars, and you'll see some of the kids come in and they're a little reluctant. They just don't know, is this, I don't know.
Right.
And by the time they leave, they're asking if they can come back the next time. So it really kind of warms your heart to see that. It's an awesome program, and I tell you, that thing is that is a good program. I look for it to really, it's scheduled through the year, and we'll open it up after. She'll probably open it up Wednesday or Thursday, and I mean the spots, they fill fast.
Now is that just for Laurel County, or is that any?
No,
kid?
that's anybody that wants to come to that.
So any
we
county?
We host it. If somebody in Whitley County wanted to come, Knox County, Clay County, anybody's welcome to come.
Okay.
So if you got kids, grandkids, or family, or whatever that wants to come to it, we're even going to have one later. I don't know when she's got it scheduled, but will be for adults. And we've partnered. I think it's they pull in like a little house. It's on wheels. It's pretty up to date, but.
We call those trailers.
Yeah. It will show the public like where these kids could hide drugs and babes and stuff, to kind of give them an idea of some of these things. You take alarm clocks, pop cans, all this stuff. And I think they've got like about 40 different places. So it'd be good for the parents to see that, maybe, to kind of, if they do suspicion something out of a teenager or something, we don't want to show the kids this. It may give them ideas, but this one will be for the parents.
Well, because, in our area, a lot of the parents are actually grandparents.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of new stuff coming along that they never even seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is good to have some kind of training course of what to kind of look for, especially if you have 3 or 4 grandkids that are in your house and you're trying to figure out where they're hiding stuff or what they're into and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Why do I feel targeted?
Well,
can't help it. You fall in that. Listen, when I was a kid, the only thing I was trying to hide was Debbie cakes.
Yeah. I'm trying to hide them now. I got 3 teenage boys that sniff them out worse than a bloodhound.
So, along with that, you said there's 62 people that you're
62 employees. I mean, I've got 34 certified deputies, command staff. I've got a clerical staff, court security staff, bailiff staff. I'm responsible for the judicial building where the judges are at. We run all the courtrooms. Everybody that comes in has to be one. That's all falls on the responsibility of the sheriff's office.
Gotcha.
All the paper service in the county. So it's really a pretty big job. A lot of the sheriff's office throughout the 120 counties in Kentucky, a lot of them will just work courts. Laurel County is a full service. We do it all. We work the courts. We work the murders. We work the fatal wrecks. We have the K9s. We do it all, And a lot of the sheriff's offices they just don't have the capabilities to do that. One thing, they just don't have the funding. They don't have the manpower. And so Laurel County is really a blessed county.
What is it that you feel like you have left to do, Sheriff Root?
I have a lot to do.
Sorry, excuse me.
We really right now, what's laying heavy on my mind, and I'll just tell you guys, is when I was first elected, like I told you early, I didn't want to be a sheriff for me. I want to be a sheriff for the people. And that's what you'll see on my election signs. And I worked so hard to do that. And we can put something on Facebook now, and you'll just be surprised at we can try to identify somebody. Or have you seen this vehicle? Does anybody recognize this vehicle? Does anybody recognize this person? And we're just eat up, with people working with us. But I do feel, I want to be honest with you, that we have lost some of that because of some things that's happened around the county. I think that all entities of law enforcement has lost out some with the public's trust. And I
agree with that.
Big thing, when we gain that back, I'll go home. And I'm going to work on that really hard until the day I do go home.
We're gonna have worked really hard then.
Oh, absolutely, and you're 100% right, Jericho. And that, and I'm a little mad over that because we really at one time.
But let it finish the thought.
Was in a
Jericho.
good setting. Was in a real good setting.
Yeah.
I don't care a bit to tell you, but you're 100% right.
Not just you or your department or anything, but that right there.
Yeah.
That has been a huge impact on
absolutely.
the general public and the hatred toward police.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, I don't care a bit to tell you, we're here speaking the truth, speaking what's on your mind. Are they bad law enforcement officers, deputies, policemen, troopers? Absolutely. I've had some guys, I've had to prosecute some people at my office, and I've had their pictures on those Facebook pages, And that's something that you're definitely not proud of. But you can't treat your people no different than I would treat you or the people out here on the road,
Well, you get a lot of these newcomers, deputies and stuff, and they get power hungry.
Absolutely.
And they just go crazy.
Absolutely. You have to.
You're fixing to send Jericho in one of those.
Well, yeah.
He watches these videos on TikTok about.
He's right. And as the old saying goes, one bad apple will run a bushel. You get the bad apple.
It does.
He'll run you. So you better find out where he's at and weed him out quick.
It does. One sour deputy in your department can kill your whole entire thing.
Toxicity spreads.
I agree with you 100% on that. Absolutely.
So maybe through some of the programs that you're running out, is that part of the plan on bringing the community together?
I want to do anything that I can do that involves the public. And like I said, I'm a public servant. The public put me where I'm at today. Now, if I'm unopposed in an election, I can go and push that button, and I'm good. Want to get me there.
Right.
But when you have opposition, you better make sure that you're good with the public. You got to keep the public satisfied. You got to answer their calls. You got to answer to the public. And that's why I feel it is so important to have a relationship with the public. And that is my main concern at the sheriff's office. If they need something, we're going to do it if it's within the law to do it. If they want to come in and talk to me, a lot of times there'll be people, they'll come in and they're tore all to pieces at the sheriff's office and they're just wanting to vent.
Right.
When they come in, I'll be honest with you, the first few minutes I know that there's not a thing I can do. It's either a civil matter or it's a matter for the court or an attorney. But still yet I'll sit there and I'll listen to them. And a lot of times, if they just get to vent to me, by the time they leave, they're tickled to death just because I sit there and listen to them. I didn't do nothing for them, but I did listen to them.
Yeah.
So, and I feel that's my job, If you vote for me and you want to come in and talk to me, whether you vote for me or not, if you're a resident of the county and you want to come in and see the sheriff needs to be there and he needs to hear your concern.
Well, in your 16 years of being sheriff, have you seen the political climate of London Laurel County the way it is right now?
No.
Because I've seen that you've had your stuff vandalized.
Yes.
And people are saying that they're worried about putting this person's yard sign in their yard because some kind of drawback it might bring to them or anything else.
I get a lot of that. I've been to a lot of places and a lot of places that support me, and without a shadow of a doubt they do, but they're afraid to put a sign up. They don't want that sign there because this other side over here, and it's bad to say, are they sides in Laurel County? I could sit here and say no, but I'd be telling you a big fat lie.
Yeah.
They're sides. And it's a shame that everyone can't get on the same bus and go for the same goal, the good. But,
Speaking of signs, you ever catch who was writing gay?
No, that one right there, I've been accused of a lot of things, but that gay is not one. And I was accused even, well, you know what? He did that to his sign. But I promise you one thing. If I put something on my sign, it ain't going to be gay. It may be hero or Superman,
right,
but not gay.
And
it was, I'm sure.
I don't condone it, but it was funny.
It was, and that's exactly why I took the picture. I guess they thought, well, he'll get that thing down and burn that sign. It's all in good. It's all in they'll get their life, but I'll have mine later.
Yeah,
But it's like I tell these guys, negative comments just feeds our algorithm, and that's just going to pull people's eyes to your name on that
Exactly
sign.
right. And when I made the post, I think you guys, if you guys have checked the page out, you see what the supporters think.
Right.
Everybody likes that. And I've even went as far, and I said this early. I said this early in the beginning before a sign was ever put up. And it happens every election. Somebody will tear them up. I've had them cut in two with a knife and the eyes poked out, just childish stuff. But I said, listen, if it's one of my opponent's signs and it gets damaged and we can find out who's doing that, guess what? We're gonna go after them as well.
Yeah, I remember you saying that at the beginning of the.
We'll do it all because these signs, I wish there was an ordinance banning the signs. I'll be honest with you. If I ever run for county judge, that would be one of my running points, that we would make an ordinance to ban election signs, political signs. It would take the strain off the public having to put them in the yard. The yards look like crap with all the signage in them, and it would save the candidates a boatload of money.
Yeah.
And if you've got a sign of mine in your yard, that he's for you. You need to go down there and tell your aunt to go talk to him. He works with him. And let the best man win. The signs don't vote. Signs don't vote, and so it's really, but I've had a lot of people ask me, what are you doing? Why are you out here working this hard? Well, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. So I go to every political event that I'm invited to. I don't pick and choose. If I'm invited to a podcast, I'll come, speak, answer the questions. We're going to do the signs. We're going to do the politicking, and we've been door to door. And I was on East 80 the other day, and they, what are you doing? What are you doing, John? What are you doing out here? And it's just, I think people want to know that if I sit there at the office and don't put a sign out or don't do nothing, well, people will be saying he thinks he's entitled to it.
Yeah.
You never see him out. You never see him make a political post. And I guess he just thinks we're just going to vote for him. This other guy's out here working. This other lady's out here working. And I'm just like everybody else, at election time, that's what you do. You spend money and buy cakes and eat fish and politic. So,
yeah, you got something every weekend going on.
Something every weekend. But I enjoy it. I'm a people person, and I love politics. So, I guess I'm in the right job.
So, being sheriff for 16 years, well, actually being in law enforcement 40 years, you've seen and done about everything. I mean, there's not much under the sun that you've not been a part of. Right. And London's had its fair share of crazy things happen, especially the last 4 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, could you speak on some of the things that's happened, that you and your department's been right in the middle of, just in case, people are just now moving in the county and they don't realize, what all the sheriff's department's done in the last 4 years?
Well, like I say, if we get a call, if it's a cat in the tree, we're going to go. If it's a burglar, we're going to go. But some of the big highlights of my career, probably not highlights, but some of the bigger deals that I've been involved with as far as leadership was the tornadoes in East Bernstein in 2012. We lost residents in that tornado, and I remember that well. That was a very big impact on the little town of East Bernstein in that area. Lost some lives and lost a lot of businesses, a lot of damage, and we had to bring the people together. We had to, recover bodies and clear roads and just whatever we needed to do, we were there to do it. Try to comfort people and make sure, they had a place to stay. And that was probably one of the first big events that comes to my mind in 2012. And then we had the interstate shooter, Joseph Couch shooting on the interstate. Took his life. There was injuries in that, and that could have been a very devastating event. Very devastating. There was numerous vehicles that were shot into. My deputies were on scene, transporting some people to the hospital, bleeding in their cruisers. I mean, didn't want to wait on the ambulances and stuff. It was wild. Everybody was there. That transpired, I believe, on a Saturday evening. Sunday, we were there, and we thought that we figured that we would go and find this guy the next morning, and it just didn't work out that way. It turned it into a week-long manhunt. And like I say, I've got 60-some employees, and I knew that that was too big a detail for me. So we kept the criminal end of it, and we turned the land search over to the Kentucky State Police. Much bigger agency, statewide, more resources. They came in, and we assisted daily with them. My guys, after the first day, and I mean, there's just thousands of acres in that place, and did a very big job. But that was a very scary time for schools, for the residents, people traveling, and then you hear the reports coming in. This car was shot into. This car was shot into. So we knew we had a tragic event, and then of course
there's a lot of people feeding off of that though too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There was a lot went on in Lilly and stuff, wasn't there?
Yep. Exactly.
All because of him.
Absolutely.
I was listening to all that, and I was like, guys, he's still there. He's not in Lilly. He's not all these other places.
Well, I mean, but that's just another
And that's what happened.
thing, saying that you're stretching the apartment, running these deputies from Lilly to here to here to here to try to follow what they recall. And I know that everybody was calling in. I was watching Crime with Bobby, actually. If he's still on the show, I was watching him, and he's like, "We've got reports here. We've got reports here." Then you guys were dispatching everywhere.
Oh yeah. It was a madhouse. It really was. And then of course we had these tornadoes in May, and man, I'm telling you, 18 residents of Laurel County. Now that is a big lick on a county.
Right.
And the sad part about it is that some of those people I didn't know as well, and then some I knew very well. Some I'd been with the week before, and our office was just that was hard to see. Everybody come together, everybody worked good, and we'll feel the repercussions of that one for a long time.
Well, I'd like to thank you deputies for keeping out all the chicken neckers.
Yeah.
All the people that just showed up to see stuff, and it's like, guys, get out of here. This is people's homes. Quit taking pictures.
Yeah, you do.
Get out of the neighborhood. Let these people mourn and rebuild. And I mean, you guys were trying to keep everybody out of there, and I've seen that that you had somebody patrolling the area all the time because there were looters that come in.
Oh, y'all had the roundabout shut down and everything.
Oh yeah, people was picking up stuff, and I mean, it was just pitiful. These people didn't have nothing, anyway. I remember I'd worked probably about 18 hours, and I knew what a week it was going to be, so I thought, I'm going to mow my yard right quick, because I knew that would be the last for a while. And I was mowing my yard, and it just hit me how guilty I felt that I had a yard to mow. A lot of these people didn't even have a mower. Their homes was gone. It was a war zone. Of course, I'm sure you guys saw. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I like is there's a banner, an emblem, a logo now, Laurel County Strong. And if there's ever been a true saying, that's a true saying right there. Everybody come together as one. Everybody was working toward the same goal. There was centers set up, to help these people. Everything from clothing to shoes to shovels to food to rakes, wheelbarrows, you name it, it was there. And pet supplies, and it was just like a big supermarket. We set one up the night of. My fiance and some of the women at the sheriff's office set one up at South Laurel High School within a matter of hours, and that place was full. And then we donated all of our stuff to the one they set up at the old food store, Dyke Jones, there in front of Kroger's. And they kept that thing going. It was just like going to Walmart. You go in there and get tarps and boots and whatever you needed to clean up with. So that was, and we kept it full. And there was so many counties. I had so many friends from these other counties that would bring over tractor trailers full of water and supplies. And, you know, we'd helped them before, but, you know, it always comes back around. They really helped us, and a lot of them people I'll never forget. I'm very grateful to them.
See that, yeah. The point, a point that I was going to go to is, you know, how resilient London is, London, Laurel County. You know, just speaking of those three things that's happened in the last, you know, 10, 12 years, and seeing every time that they're able to bounce back, every time. And right now, if there ever needed a bounce back, it needed to happen in London, Laurel County. So I know that community's got to be, and you've said it, a top priority. You said, Paul, when I feel like we're back in to where everybody's working together, that might be the time that I hang it up and go home.
Exactly. Laurel County's been through a lot. London, Laurel County's been through a whole lot, and a lot of devastation, a lot of, and it's a time that I've never saw the sides. And if you're not, you know, if you like red, you may be out because the color's blue.
Right.
And if you're vocal on I like red, man, you're just, you're no good. You know, you're no good. And I don't know whatever happened to people having opinions, to you know, but I guess people wants everyone to keep their opinions to themselves and truck on. It's just a time I've never really saw a time like that we're going through, and I know Laurel County's been through a lot, and I feel guilty over these elections right now. You know, man, here we are. You know, you get on Facebook and stuff, and all you see is this political guru, and I know people sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of it. We're down to 5 weeks on this thing, and it'll all be over, and then we can continue on. You know, so, but I'll be glad when it's done. I'm sure everybody else will too. Everybody's got their belly full of it.
Well, we are driving London crazy because we have 2 shows a week. Monday we bring on somebody half of them like. Friday we bring on somebody the other half of them like. Well, we just want to try to stay in the middle and try to bring out the best of both sides. You know, we don't.
I will say you've done a magnificent job, and you let everybody answer the questions. You know, no heat.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just you guys do a real good job, and I'm sure people really that's what they want. A lot of people don't know. You know, a lot of people. There's no way that either one of you guys sitting in this room tonight can say, "Hey, I think I'm gonna go up there and get in Laurel County politics. I'm gonna run for so and so office."
Right.
If I give you till this time next year, there's no way that you're going to be able to knock on every single door in Laurel County in a year.
No.
You just can't do it.
I don't think I'd want to get involved in Laurel County.
You're probably a little smart. You're probably a little smart. I'd say a bunch of us need our heads examined.
Well, I mean, however, you ain't got the roots for Laurel County, and I don't mean that's not a pun, but I mean,
and
if I grew up in a place and I had the ability to make it better, I would feel like it was my job to do that.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I'm so blessed. You know, like I say, I'm from Laurel County, and that's all I know. I've never lived in none of the surrounding counties. I've never lived in another state. I mean, it's always been Laurel County, and I know everybody in the county, basically, you know, virtually everybody. Not everybody, you know, we have new people come in, but I know everybody, and that's why I want to see Laurel County prosper so bad. And I want to see Laurel County thrive. Laurel County has a lot of potential. I mean, we're right on the interstate, parkways, bypass, you know, we have some main arteries there, and we have a lot to offer. And right now, I just don't feel like we're living up to what we should be.
All right, guys, make sure you get your vote in. We're going to take our 8 o'clock break. Everybody kind of stretch. We get back.
Votes are in. It looks like it's going to be John Root spinning the wheel when we get back.
We already knew that.
I kind of told him. I thought that he'd probably be the guy that got the wheel. Then we'll be taking questions from the viewers.
Right.
Next hour.
Because they've been a lot coming in.
And I posted, get the questions ready after the break, after the wheel spin. They can start posting their questions. We'll try to get to them.
All right, guys, so give us about 5 or 6 minutes, we'll be back on.
the Great American Beater Bash, where memories are made and mistakes may happen.
Everybody needs to know May 2nd. That's Derby Day. Derby Day. Think Derby Day. Derby Day.
Let's
Derby
go!
Day. The influencer class, that's my shtick at this demolition derby that I'm doing. I'm bringing in some people in the entertainment space, if you will, to come and drive their first demolition derby. You can literally go out and buy a $500 shank box that may have fourth gear out, whatever. You're not going to need it. And then you do a very basic preparation and bring it. And you pay $40 for a chance at $1,000.
Mortal Theory.
We've got concessions, and then the Wicked Wieners truck's going to be there slanging hot dogs, slanging some glizzies. Freeman Brothers is sponsoring a car. I've got Boom Bad Fireworks sponsoring a car. Charlie Mike's at Dispensary is sponsoring a car. Mortal Theory themselves is sponsoring a car. There's going to be a Mortal Theory car. The list goes on. If anybody wants to sponsor one of these cars, this is the deal. I am sourcing the cars, preparing the cars, and then having them painted. And then the influencer, which we can match influencers to sponsors. It's there's no real feasible reason not to come. Unless
that's what she said.
Yeah, to come. But
Come join the event and invite all your friends.
Come see me at the Great American Beater Bash, Litchfield, Kentucky, May 2nd. Grayson County Fairgrounds, where legends are made.
Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344-6595.
Are you a jerky jerk?
You're holding it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Just give me 1 second.
RJ's Beef Jerky. Real jerky for real jerky jerks.
Can you give me a piece?
Yeah, of course.
Kick off your boots, come gather round. We're digging up secrets that can't stay down. Bigfoot's out there in the midnight air. Aliens watching from who knows where. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, CIA. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. From small town whispers to city lights, we're hunting the truth in the dead of night. Conspiracies spin and the rumors fly. Country Cupid is gonna tell you why. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Footsteps in the woods, lights in the sky. Some call it crazy, we just ask why. Laugh if you wanna, but you just might see There's more to the world than they want it to be. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Truth or a tale, come and see. We're gonna have some fun, y'all.
In a world where feelings are protected and men have traded big, beautiful beards for man purses and man buns, comes to you a podcast you always wanted and never knew you needed. A podcast where feelings are left at the door and conversations happen unfiltered and no sugarcoating. What is going on, No Sugarcoating Podcast fans? Paul Buchanan wanted to reach out. The month of April is going to be full of candidates. We're going to see a lot of different people from a lot of different positions running, primarily in Laurel County and the surrounding areas. The No Sugarcoating Podcast crew wanted to let you know that we are by no means journalists. Do not come to our show expecting breaking news in regards to what's going on in the elections. We simply have discussions. We are not journalists. We are not a news show. We have discussions. We set our candidates in front of a screen where they can read the messages and they can answer the ones they want to. And we try to include the people watching's questions to the candidates. However, we're unable to get to all of them, and some of the questions the candidates cannot answer. They're just legally bound to not answering the questions. Again, and we can't make them tell the truth either, guys. So, just wanted to kind of let you guys know ahead of time. Hopefully, you'll see this before every episode of a candidate. But, yeah, guys, we're not a news crew. We don't pretend to be journalists. We have discussions. We try to bring out the best of everyone that comes here. We have no gotcha that we're trying to do to any candidate. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a great day.
What is going on? We are back. So it's time for the Q&A and a little bit of fun, you know? Let's throw so
we got the wheel.
Yeah, we got the wheel. Oh, John Root won or lost, however you want to look at that.
Hey, he won the vote today.
Yeah, you did win the vote today. So how this works, you have to spin it regardless.
Okay.
Whatever it lands on, you get to pick to do it or eat a nasty jelly bean or hot jelly bean.
We got a really hot ones, nasty ones, if you don't want to do what's on the wheel.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Spin the wheel.
Give her a spin.
Okay.
I'll hold it steady for you. Oh, that was a sissy spin.
There you go. Yeah.
What does it say, Jericho?
It says, do
5
your
Bigfoot.
best impersonation of someone in the room.
I don't think he knows us very well for that.
He's going, I don't know if I want to do that.
I got another hour with you guys.
Right.
I'll take a hot jelly bean.
All you got to do is just say whatever's on your mind. You'll be Jericho. Everybody be
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You just say,
I believe in Bigfoot.
I didn't even see what color you grabbed.
Red hot.
It's either cayenne or Carolina. I can't even talk. Carolina. Hey, South Carolina. Carolina Reaper.
That's hot.
Man, I got tongue tied right there, and I don't know why. What?
all right.
If it's hot, then you got the Reaper.
Thank you for participating in it.
Lord, I couldn't even say that word.
Those things will burn you up.
So, hey, done that quick and in a hurry, didn't hesitate. You know, a lot of people want to smell them and do other stuff. No, you just, okay.
Let's roll with it. Let's get it out of the way.
All right, so.
I should have brought some hot and spicy just to top it off then.
There was a lot of questions.
Can I have the first question?
Yes, go.
John, I wanted to ask, when you guys signed the thing to send off to the CIA for the Doug Harless thing,
To the FBI.
to the FBI, I'm sorry.
Yes, okay.
The county was totally all on board with that.
Yes.
Is it because you think something might have been missed?
Well, you know,
Or you just don't want to make sure nothing
could be,
is missed?
But you know, what does it hurt if you're involved in an accident tonight and you think it's your fault? What would it hurt to have an extra set of eyes on that?
Right.
You know, if we do something that the sheriff's office and somebody wants to take a look at it, I don't have no problem with that whatsoever. And this has been a huge, huge, huge case.
Right.
And a few minutes ago when I was talking about the 3 tragedies, I didn't bring that one up, but that's probably one of the biggest tragedies we've had in the county.
Right.
So, yes, anybody that looks at that in a negative manner, I just couldn't imagine.
I couldn't imagine either.
Imagine, you know, because as a matter of fact, I talked to Doug Harless's daughter on the way down here tonight, and she is just really, well, you can imagine that's her daddy,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and she's really devastated. She's going through a whole lot, and there were some pictures and stuff that was released that shouldn't never been released.
Gotcha.
And lo and behold, there she gets to see that. So it's just like it just keeps on mounding up.
Right.
But, you know, state police investigated that case, and I'm high in the state police. But, you know, what's it going to hurt for somebody else to take a look? It's not going to hurt nothing. May not help nothing, but sure the heck not going to hurt nothing. So I don't know why anybody's got their feathers ruffled over that.
See, I don't understand that either, and that's one of the reasons why I ask you, because I mean, in a scheme of things, you would think that getting figured out would cool London, Laurel County down a little bit, because everybody has the way they feel about that,
Right.
and I don't see why anybody would be objective to just one more somebody saying, hey, listen, this is exactly what happened, or hey, this isn't exactly what happened.
Exactly.
So you asked them to look at it.
Absolutely.
They didn't just say, we're going to look at this. We feel like something's going on.
Oh, I feel they may have looked at it, but we just wanted to know when they come in the county that they had the county's backing on this. All the office holders. Then we had a couple Commonwealth attorneys. I think they've jumped on board with it, prior Commonwealth attorneys. And like I say, the outcry from the county on this has just been unreal. And so, you know, I want to make sure they're satisfied, and I hope there's something they can do and look at, and you never know. You know, I you know, the way when I was in the State Police Academy, I never will forget we was there no time, and they walked a guy in, and he turned around there 2 or 3 times and walked out, and they told us, said, write down what that guy had on, what color hair, what color hair he had, how tall was he, guess his weight. And, you know, people just write down everything in the world. He may have, but, you know, a second set of eyes doesn't hurt nothing.
Right.
And there's a lot of outcry from the county, and
not just in the county, though. I mean, it's every county around the surrounding county. I mean, that's a major case.
It's a major case, and that's what I said earlier. You know, I'm just I'm frustrated because I feel that a lot of the residents there has lost some faith in law enforcement, and that's really what makes me mad. You know, about the whole thing. We work so hard to try to gain the public's trust, and right now, it's just I don't know. So, but we're going to gain it back. What we've lost.
Well, let's throw a softball out here. That one was a big one, so we'll down it to just a little bit. Okay. According to the comments, you may have a deputy or two that's giving people citations for wanting to show their insurance on their phones, not having hard copies.
Well, I saw that, and I have not heard that complaint. I don't know. Did you get a name off that, Jericho? If I would like it said, if you're still watching, who put that up there, if you will call me in the morning at the sheriff's office, 864-6600, I would love to talk to you. I've not had a complaint of that, but you're 100% right, ma'am or sir. That is sufficient. You absolutely positively can do that. Show it digital, and if we have someone doing that, I would like to know, because we will correct that. Showing it on your phone's fine.
There you go. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good answer to me.
Yeah. So
sounds like you got paid for watching tonight.
Yeah. and give me a call, and like I say, and hopefully you'll know what deputy, and with the body cams and stuff, we can go back and see exactly what happened. That's the beauty of them. That's what me and you was talking about there on the break, Jericho.
Yeah, and sounds like your policy for them body cams is really above and beyond.
Yes.
So let me ask you another one. There's been a lot of debate about is it courtesy for a city to let the county know when they're coming into the county? Is that a courtesy that they do, or are they allowed to do that? Or
well, by KRS, I think they are allowed, but ever since I've been in law enforcement, that just never happens. You know, I've got MOUs, memorandums of understanding, with a lot of surrounding counties: Clay County, Rockcastle County, Knox County, numerous counties. And a lot of times our investigation, you know, if we head down to Knox County, I'll pick the phone up and I'll say, hey, Sheriff Smith, Sheriff Root on this end, we're going to Gray, and we're getting ready to serve a warrant or getting ready to recover some stolen property. You want to send a deputy down, or you want to come down? We let them know, you know, that we're there, because that is their county.
See, that's what I thought, that it was definitely a professional
it's definitely
courtesy.
a courtesy. And, you know.
Did you have a deputy down for the Doug Harless?
We had the first time we heard about the Doug Harless shooting was over the radio. Shots fired. And, of course, that is the call right there. When you hear that, you drop everything. I don't care where you're at, don't care what you're doing. It's time to get to wherever the address is and get there in a hurry. Either you've had a police officer that's been shot, or someone else that's been shot. So we did have a deputy that did respond after
the fact.
Yes.
See, I wanted to clear that up, because we've had a bunch of people come at us because we've had this person on and this person on. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't know what the statute is, and you know, and I'd like to hear it from you. So
yeah, last time that somebody was on, they said that, you know, city could go anywhere in the county. I'd never heard that before.
Well, he said they can.
Well, they can. It's just courtesy. It's not general practice. I mean, you know, I work for the city police, and we patrolled the city. You know, we patrolled the city. We watched the businesses at night, and we stopped the DUIs and stuff like that within the city limits. You know, sometimes those walls do get a little small, but still yet, you know, you got city police, county police, and state police. You know, so
for those areas.
Now, why do you think they waited till almost midnight to serve a warrant?
It's a good question. We wouldn't have done that. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I mean, typically everybody's in the bed asleep.
Well,
around midnight.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know me personally, if my door got beat in at midnight, I'm going to be highly startled, and I'm going to attack.
You're probably going to come to the door with a gun too, right?
Yes.
And you know, that's what I tell everybody. You know, I tell everybody that people call me, and if it's a lady at home at night and they're scared, or if somebody thinks a prowler's outside, or if somebody's home's been broken into maybe while they's at work, I always ask them, do you have a gun? I'm big on the Second Amendment. I'm big on guns. Everybody every good person needs a gun because all the bad people's got them. You know that.
Right.
So, and if somebody comes to I promise you, if you come to my house tonight, you know, Jericho calls and say, hey, I'm going to come over. I'm going to have me a dozen eggs over there. And I'm expecting him. Of course, no. But if somebody knocks on my door and I'm not expecting them, I'd probably come maybe with 2 guns. So, I mean, you know, yeah, you because we're in a day and time, this is not Mayberry.
Right.
And very volatile times. A lot of evil. You can check the Facebook out to see that every day.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, you, and I tell everybody, hey, you got the right to protect yourself and your property. And that time of night, I don't know. You know, I know one of the guys that left us, and I won't mention no names, and went there, that was his pet peeve. He was one of our drug guys, and my captain would always tell him, say, hey, no, you'll get into these drug deals and you'll catch this little guy and he's telling on this guy and then he's telling, and it keeps on growing. And a lot of times, you know, we'd do that. It may be 2 o'clock in the morning and supposedly there was going to be a big load of dope at Budget Tail Inn in Williamsburg. And he'd want to go that night, go down there and take the door off the hinges, you know. Well, that's not what you do. You know, if it's there, it's going to be there in the morning.
Right.
It's going to be there in the morning, you know. So, in police work, you can't work off of a jerk leg reaction. You know, you have to think about what you're doing and have a plan. You definitely got to have a plan.
Well, I appreciate you straightening that out for us, because I think that says a lot about you and your department. What is there other questions popping up there?
There's all kinds.
Yeah.
All kinds.
Well, Crown with Bobby wants to know, how did you personally find out?
He
about
already answered that.
Oh, you did? Okay, never mind.
They heard it over the scan.
Yeah, it was over just shots fired.
Shots fired.
And we did send a deputy, and then the deputy went through the chain of command, contacted the sergeant to the lieutenant, and it made it to me, and I learned about it in the AM hours that morning. I never went. I never was on scene. That's how I found out about it.
Okay. Why did you push Matt Walker out of his job as deputy based on Matt's in-laws allegedly helping your opponent's campaign?
Matt Walker, I don't reckon I pushed him out of no job. He resigned, and he's riding with the city police now, trying to get a job with the London City Police. Deputies saw him the other night, but you know, I've got the resignation letter. I mean, I don't understand really the question that's being asked there.
I don't neither. I was just reading what I was.
Yeah.
So that's wild. I mean, it's one of those hurt people say nasty things sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That-
I did see one. I'll tell you one. We'll open up a bag of worms right here early.
Watch out.
No, and it is a good one. It is a good one. Eddie asked earlier. I definitely don't want to dismiss him here today because he was bold enough to put it on Facebook. And his question, he said he wanted everybody to hear it. So here you go, Eddie. And he's wanting to know about Mr. Grimes that used to work for me, claims that he got pushed out of his job at the city because of policy change, and wanted to know what I had to do with it. And Eddie, if that's not right, put that back up there. That was a question up through there, so I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. Now, what that is, when Mr. Grimes worked for me, if he would have still been on staff with me and I filed for office, you have to resign. If you guys work for me and you decide you want to run for sheriff, judge, county attorney, whatever it may be, you have to resign from the position.
Which is a respectable thing to do.
That's not my policy. We fall under CACO, the Association of Counties. You know, a lot of policy writing, and the city falls under the League of Cities, and that is a policy. That's just not something you think, well, I want this guy fired. I want him fired. Well, he left me and went and worked for the city police. knowing that, I don't know, I don't know no agency that would keep a guy working if he's trying to gain a political office working for a city agency within the county. And I really don't see what the heartburn is on that. And everybody thinks that I made the policy.
No, everybody thinks that you helped persuade the policy.
Or that I worked with the council. It got brought up, well, somebody made a bogus statement, a remark the other day, said, the council seems to be for John Rood. And I answered back and I said, well, I hope they are. Because let me tell you, on these votes, they don't grade a vote, they count a vote. And that's one thing about it. In this room right now is 1, 2, 3, 4 votes. We've all got a vote, unless you're a convicted felon or unless you're not registered. So would I want that city council to be for me? Absolutely. Would I want the people that's running for council to be for me? Absolutely. I'm out here to gain vote. At the end of the day, when they count the votes, that's who wins the election. So it would be ignorant for me to say, that I didn't want those votes. Yes, I want those votes.
But in any way, did you have any persuasion?
Positively no. I have nothing to do with city politics. Believe me, I'm a county politician, and I run the sheriff's office. And I'm not interested. I can't vote in city politics. I'm not interested in city politics. We like having a good working relationship with the city, but I could care less about their politics.
You've got more cities than just London in the county.
We've got London, Corbin. We got Pittsburgh. There's little entities of cities throughout our county, numerous cities, and like I say, to think that is just that is just someone that's wanting to throw something out there to try to sling a little mud, to try to make you look bad, to try to tarnish your name, and I may be for somebody. There's other. I'm going to vote for myself for sheriff, of course, but there's other races within the county, and I already know who I'm voting for. But just because I'm voting for my candidate of choice don't mean I have to go out here and scold the other guy. Right. And that's what people this day and time seems to be. If everybody's not for who they think they need to be for, then that other guy's just he's trash. He ain't no good. And you often wonder why. And you can see by the some of these questions here why that good people won't run for political offices. And it's why, because this is exactly why, because you have people that throw this stuff out and everybody's afraid. And you don't got to do nothing. If Jericho could run, I don't know Jericho's background, but man, he's he loves little kids. He broke into this place when he was young. He's a woman beater. He's alcoholic. He's this, he's that. And you can get behind that keyboard and just make everybody look so bad. And that's why that people, you can't get good people to come after these jobs, because there've been a lot of people I've approached saying, hey, have you ever thought about politics? And like what Jericho said, ain't no way. And hey, you can't blame them. You can't blame them. And if I just didn't love the job so much, I really need my head examined, because you go through a lot. And me, I don't care. You can lay it on me. I take it well, because I get tickled at a lot of the stuff because it's so far-fetched. It's so far in left field. But what bothers me is family. Fiancés and the grandchildren and your kids. Now, they didn't sign up for this, Right. And I did, I did. Lay it on me. I don't care. And I can take it. And everything I do, I've got an answer for. Now, whether it's the right one or not, I don't know, but I do have an answer for it.
Well, I know that politics is a different thing. We've had people on our comments. There was a lady that had asked a question to somebody, and all the people that watched that show was people that didn't like that somebody. And she got beat up in the comments. And she messaged us privately. She's like, listen, I love your show, but I'm afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
Because I got attacked just because I applauded that person or said something negative about. And it wasn't even an insult. It was a question. And they're like, well, you're ignorant that you don't know this. You're dummy. And she's like, I just felt so attacked writing something on there.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I hear. I have a lot of supporters, and some of my supporters have been targeted for, they'll like my comment, or they'll say, "Good job, Sheriff." And then they'll have maybe friends or coworkers on the other side, and boy, they just give them heck. That's not the way it should be. I mean, not at all, but just a hostile environment right now.
Well, there's somebody, I don't know if it was that Michelle or some other girl. I think it was a girl named Keeps posting during that tornado. Supposedly you took a dog and got it killed or something, and
surrendered it to the shelter.
Yeah, surrendered it to the shelter.
I can tell you,
she's posted it a few different times.
Yeah,
Natasha.
That is absolutely Natasha. I don't know where you got that information from, honey, but you're 100% wrong. We rescued a lot of animals, but no, they were not taken to a kill shelter, and everybody got their animals back. So I don't know where that's came from or who's told you that, but that is 100% wrong.
I mean, I'm sure there was some animals died during the tornado.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if there were any rescued, they wasn't put at the kennel. There was a special place designated for them, because everyone knew that was probably going to be somebody's cat, dog, or whatever it may be. So
there's a lot of animals.
Well, she had posted that a few different times.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I was wanting to try to touch base on that one, because she was being pretty persistent with
Well,
it.
I'm glad she got an answer.
Yeah.
Glad she got. That's what this is good for.
Yeah.
That you can put to rest some of the things that just get said. What is the biggest rumor you've heard about you? It was really funny that when we asked the mayor, that he said his biggest rumor was he was part of the cartel.
Yeah. The biggest rumor about me.
There's one that keeps popping up too.
I would say that you're gay.
I guess. I guess the sign I finally come out of the closet, Paul. So be like a bar door, swing either way now. I guess.
Where's that comparison that they're talking about? The Laurel County Sheriff's Department.
I don't know. I tell ever who that is there. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office scores 46% overall in the lower half to comparable departments. I would like to see that, because just last week I got a call from our director over the Kentucky Sheriff's Association, and ranked us probably third out of 120 counties in the state of Kentucky. So I don't know where that information, that may be Laurel County, Mississippi, but I don't think that's London, Laurel County, because I promise you it was not 46% when I took office, and we'd probably be batting in the high 90s right now. So I don't know where you got that information, but that is incorrect.
I mean, yeah, third out of that many counties, that's pretty high.
Yep.
Now, a lot of these NCIC questions are coming in.
Okay.
So what do you know about that? What's going on with it?
Well, that's a wreck. That was misuse. I got. Like I told you, when I answer questions, I answer the truth.
Yeah.
And boy, I just got absolutely scorned, because when I made a statement, I said it was a FBI investigation, and that's what it is. It's not an inquiry. Everybody said, no, that's an inquiry. This is an inquiry. They're trying to find an inquiry. This is a full-blown FBI investigation into misuse by the London City Police Department. They had a terminal that had never been heard of before that was placed over on the London Police Department side. Now, in their defense, they did get the terminal correct. They asked for permission. They just didn't go get it and pick it up and take it in there and start using it. They did ask. But that terminal was misused. Now, I'm not investigating it. I don't know. But I can tell you for a fact that it was misused. And the FBI is over the NCIC. In the state of Kentucky, each state, the Kentucky State Police is who we answer to. And we've always been the sister host, and London PD's always hosted it. So they pulled them from being a host. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office is now the host. The terminal is no longer in the London PD on the police department side. We don't have a terminal at the sheriff's office. We never have, and we never will. There's no use in it. and dispatch houses all of our terminals at this time. So where that's going, I don't know. All I can tell you that it is an open investigation, and they are misuse.
So it was nothing to do with the sheriff's department. It was the London City Police.
It was absolutely nothing, 0% to do with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. It was the London
But it's
City.
pulled out of city now and only in your control.
What is a terminal? Let me ask that. What
It's
is it?
where you can run
Like a computer?
NCIC.
Yeah, it's a computer.
Say it's a terminal, and if we put your name and date of birth or your social security number, it will pull up all your pay if you have a past.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been charged with burglary, theft, if you're a convicted felon, and it shows your record per se.
You know, we used to set them up for the jail systems and when I was in the IT. So it's a computer, but it has a secure login to a specific database. Okay. The terminal is your access point, and that computer can be only used for that.
So it's just one.
One
in this case, right? So what I'm asking is, so it's not like police officers driving around in their cars with a terminal. They have to be at the police station.
The criminal history. We do have in-car computers. And we can run, like, if you were, if they see your tag, they can run your tag. They can run your license. They can check warrants on you. But
it's not a detailed,
no,
like you're talking to NCIS.
No, it won't. We can't do no. No.
Well, it hasn't happened today, but past people that's been on the show, I seen comments coming in saying, "How did my name get put in the NCIC?" What are they talking when they say that? Like,
well,
because it sounds like anybody's name could be in there.
Say you're a suspect on a case. Nobody's name is actually in it, but you have to run your name in order to be. And Ronnie's exactly right here. Mm-hmm. If Paul is the dispatcher,
yeah,
he's got the login. It's going to show what Paul runs. It's going to show who Paul runs. It's going to show the date that Paul runs. It's going to show the time Paul runs it. And if Paul is certified to do that, he daggone better make sure that he don't get up and go to the bathroom, or he don't let none of that stuff out, because Paul is the one that's responsible for that. Now, if I can talk him in and say, hey, I want to check on this, I'm going to check on that, I want to see what this.
Let's see what my ex-girlfriend's boyfriend do.
Then you can do it. But, boy, if it gets brought to light, you're going to be the man right there that's responsible for it. It's just like a lot of, changing it a little bit, like vehicle inspections. You have to have out-of-state vehicles inspected at our office, and that's one of our responsibilities. Well, I can't inspect them. And a lot of people say, well, I've got a tail light out, or my windshield's cracked. Can I do it? Well, I can go up there and tell them girls, God, give them a little break, let them do it. But, if it comes back, it's not me, it's them. And it's just like the terminal operator. Ever what comes back, ever who's done wrong or misused that's who's responsible. Mm-hmm. And so that's answers that, I hope. If there's anything else you want to know, I'll try to answer it. I mean, that's...
No, I think that clears it up.
All right. Again, a lot of questions coming in, and I've been thinking of just a general question on how you can answer it all. Have you made any money off of ice being down here or poker machines?
No, let me tell you.
That's a big rumor.
That is a big rumor.
I'm glad you brought that up. Ever since I've been sheriff, since before I was elected sheriff, they've been the gray machines, poker machines, gambling machines, whatever machines you want to talk about. And for some odd reason, it's got brought up that I am in cahoots with the gray machines, or that I have them, that I own them.
You've made a lot of money off
that.
That
I am the kingpin, and that I have just got filthy rich off those machines. And if I have any money coming, I wish somebody would bring it to me, because I've been here 16 years and I've never seen a nickel off one so far. I've never played one. Now, the thing about it is everybody thinks that I'm responsible, Jericho, for this. But let me tell you, you have city police, you have a chief, you have a mayor, you have county police, you have me, a sheriff, you have a county judge, you have state police, you have a post commander and a commissioner, and all, I don't know how that everybody figures, do I tell the state police what to do? Do I tell the city police? Don't you bother them. Don't you do it. The thing about those machines was this. We had a order from the Commonwealth attorneys that when the bill passed, there were so many suits on that people raising 9 kinds of cane still in court, and they're still open stuff on that. We was told not that nothing would be prosecuted. City police was told that, county police was told that, the state police was told that. That's the reason the machines was operating. The FBI come in, bless their hearts. I'm tickled to death. And I want to tell you what, because it takes a lot of heat off of everybody. Because, if you call me and say, hey, Burger King got 3 machines down here in the back room, go down there and do something about it, Sheriff. Well, I can't do something. I can go down there, but it's going to be dismissed. What am I going to do with the machines? You have to give the money back. Blah, 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 because it's not going to be prosecuted. FBI come in and did that. Now, I can tell you that the FBI did not come here on the gray machines. I will tell you that. Now, that was a way in, and there's just some things that I'm probably not at liberty to say right now on that. But the big thing, answer your question, yes, I'm glad that they're gone. No, I don't have nothing to do with them.
And you've never made a dime off of it?
I've never made the first penny, but I've never lost the first penny neither, because I've never played. Now, some people, I reckon, loves to play them, from what I hear.
Well, what about...
That's wild, though. I've never heard that rumor that he owned them, because I can tell you who owns them all.
That I've owned them.
Don't you say a word.
I know who owns them all.
If you want to come in and put 40 in or 50 in, you got to go through me to do it. You got to pay me. I get a percentage of it.
Right.
And it's just funny, I mean, do you so if that's the case, then I guess Laurel County is just full of corrupted law enforcement. Every law enforcement officer.
That's going to be clipped, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's somebody going to clip that there.
What I say goes, apparently, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy, I mean, because I don't know how that ever got started, and it's just like it's just odd. It's just odd that got going, and I don't know. No, I've never made a dime off of a gambling machine. I don't own no gambling machines. Never had nothing to do with them, but I'm glad that they are gone. Yes.
Well, what about people saying you're profiting off of ICE being down here? How can you even profit off that?
I would like to know that. I mean, and like I say, if I am, maybe they'll send me the check. I've not saw no money yet, and it's just that those things are, people get stuff in their mind, and I guess it sounds good. And they don't do no. I mean, it
does sound good.
I guess it does. And it would sound.
The ICE thing sounds pretty far fetched to me.
It does sound far fetched.
That's everything. Like we were saying. I mean, we've got ATF here. We've got FBI here.
We've always had them. We've
always had them here.
They've always had a field office here,
right? So,
and that kind of speaks to what you're saying is, everybody knows about those machines, and
but
nobody. But as far as you want to take it to the FBI, right, you want to take it to the Kentucky State Police, nobody's doing anything about this. So what you're saying is got to carry some kind of weight that, hey, listen, they're not prosecuting anybody for having those machines.
But I mean, when you're looking at the offices, though, just in London alone, the sheriff's office is kind of small compared to all the other offices that have federal jurisdiction that did nothing.
Right.
So, and everybody's like, why is the FBI here? They've been here. Trust me, I know they've been here. I've trained with them.
There's one. Do I own Corbin Ice Company?
Yeah, you own Corbin Ice Company.
Oh,
that's how he makes money off ice.
That's how he makes
Yeah.
money off
Yeah.
ice being here. Okay.
That might make sense.
yeah.
He's got an investment.
Do you have any
Sonic
ties with
Ice.
Corbin Ice Company?
No.
All right, we got that.
No.
Got that one out of the way. There was one lady asked a few different times, and now this one dude's asking about compliance officers. Do you have a compliance officer? Didn't you say you did?
Compliance officer. What did she? I mean,
I don't know. Can you find it, Ronnie?
we do have a compliant. We are in the process of being an accredited agency. The sheriff's office here has never been accredited in the history of Laurel County, and it's strict policies. And I feel in this day and time, it's just like the talking about the body cameras. The body cameras are one of the most useful pieces of equipment that we've got besides the sidearm. And I could not imagine policing this day and time again without a body camera. The guys love it. I love it. The public loves it. You're a winner. Either way you go, you're a winner with those. It just, but as far as the compliance, the accreditation, that will probably be done. That will be very soon, and that is a big stepping stone for a sheriff's office to be accredited. You have to have everything in line. Your policy has to be so-so. Your evidence room's got to be so-so. Your equipment's got to be so-so. Your supervision. And, does it gain us anything? No, but it makes you're a professional and you're doing things right.
Right.
And you have no choice but to follow that policy manual. If you got a policy manual and you don't follow it, why have one? You might as well just go out there and throw it in the fire. You got to follow your policy.
And you said London's not had an accreditation in 200 years.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 200th anniversary. And they've never, ever been accredited. They've never, ever had body cameras. There's just so many things that we got going right now. I mean, you talking about strong. We're really hitting a strong beat right now. And we got a long way to go. Got a lot more things to do. And but
I think
some big things happening.
Yeah, I think the compliancy question was, are you and other agencies willing to take on a third party to come in and do like an audit compliance?
Oh, absolutely. I'm under audit right now. I've had 33 audits since I've been sheriff. And what they do, an auditor comes in and they'll check you from head. They check your spending. I have 2 audits a year, and I've had 1 federal audit, and they're all perfect. We've never had the first red penny missing. We dot our I's, we cross our T's. And I welcome those. So, yeah, I always welcome. A lot of people get nervous.
Who's the auditors? That's
The state auditors.
Okay.
State auditors. You can have there's certain entities that I could call and say, okay, I want Paul's auditing to come and do my audit. Well, if I'm going to pay Paul $1,000 come do me an audit, he daggone better give me a good audit or I ain't going to call him next year.
right.
And that's normally what you see.
Yeah.
State auditors, we don't pay them. They come and they check you. They check your ins, your outs. They check everything you're doing. And if you're not doing something right, you'll know about it. And like I say, we got people in place that know what they're doing. And that's one of the big things I'm happy about. 16 years, and if you want to run an office, you get money missing. And we've never had the first red penny missing from any of the 33 audits in my history as being sheriff. Now, that's one thing I'm proud of.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
And then what's some of the things that I know your deputies out there or detectives out there watching, and I've been asking him on break, but what's some of the things you are going to do this next term that you couldn't get done? Why couldn't you get it done in 16 years? So,
Well, We're going to, when I came to the sheriff's office has always been, let me watch how I say this. The sheriff's office has always kind of been, we've had some good sheriffs. We've had some real good sheriffs along the way, but the sheriff's office has always kind of been behind. We've been behind on pay. We've been behind on equipment. When I first came, if I hired Paul or Jericho, bring your guns. You got a 9mm, bring it. Carry your own weapons. Sometimes you had to provide your own equipment. I remember when I started with the City of London in 1986, I had to buy my own police cruiser. There wasn't even a cruiser. So my poor old mom, I didn't buy it. My mom bought a Ford Crown Vic, and we had it painted, and that was my first cruiser. And the sheriff's office, the state police, I was in an agency that was known statewide, a lot of integrity, state funded, big money. City has a lot of taxes, a lot of things going on, and the county just don't have that luxury, has not had that luxury, so to say. Now, I feel that we have made great strides since 2011 with our pay. Our pay is second to none. We're probably the highest paid sheriff's office in eastern Kentucky, which is awesome. I wish the guys, they deserve about $10 more on the hour if we could get it. They work and get the job done. They've got nice equipment to do it with. So I would really like, probably to answer your question, I'm looking at the one thing we don't have, and I think it's very doable. I'm working with our county judge as we speak, and our magistrates, is hazardous duty retirement. And that may be kind of Greek to you guys.
No, it's not.
You have hazardous retirement, you have non-hazardous.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're under non-hazardous retirement. And you may say, well, what different? It makes a big, huge difference. It makes a difference in the time you work. You may be familiar with it some. And we're going to work on that. We're going to work on community relations, one of the guys you all interviewed last week was talking about the DARE program.
I love that.
The DARE program was good. That program originated in 1983.
Nancy Reagan.
Yeah. And at the time, it was good. It was a good program. I went through the DARE program. The DARE program, was coming around. I graduated in 83, but the DARE program was new then. And my kids have been through the DARE program. And it was a big deal to get that DARE bar and say no.
Yeah, right.
Just say no or get a T-shirt. This day and time, it's not that the DARE, that it just went by the wayside and nobody quit participating in it. It was outdated. And the schools don't want that program no more. There's more. You just saying no, don't get it with fentanyl. Just saying no, don't get it with meth. You got to think back to 1983. You didn't hear nothing about no crystal meth.
It's Quaaludes.
Didn't hear, yeah, really, yeah. Cocaine.
Yeah.
Marijuana was a big thing. But just saying no, could you imagine now? Just no.
I wonder if anybody's still got that bear.
I might have one.
I've got one.
You still got one?
I might have one. It's a little bit. It's just.
Yeah. I wonder. That's one. I ain't seen one.
But the program that we've got now, this behind the badge, that's what that's for. It's teaching kids to be around. And we will have a drug night, where we can identify some stuff. The nose, we've had weapon nights, don't touch those guns, and we're in now the schools, but it's just these times are different than back in 1983. We're 2026. And it's just different times, and you have to take different measures.
Most about it is how it went to the school.
Yeah. Right.
That I didn't have to get a ride to wherever a program was.
Exactly.
That it came to me right at school.
Right.
And I think that's what I like best.
And they are some new programs that's out. I've been doing a lot of research on those. But you got to get the permission. I can't just go up and tell the Laurel County Board of Education, East Bernstedt Independent Schools down there that, hey, the sheriff's office got a program for you. It has to be authorized. It has to be.
Well, it depends on who you ask, Sheriff Root. If you ask some of these people watching, He'll tell John Root.
Oh,
to do
John,
whatever.
Oh, I can do anything. Yeah. I can get your
That's what I
get
want.
your taxes down, get you a better paycheck, and I can do it all. Yeah, one call, that's all.
Clear it all up in that though. That's because they were saying Weddle has kids that go to Corbin, and that was the one thing. And if he's got his kids to Corbin, why don't he's mayor of London? Why don't he fix London schools? I'm like, there's a London school board.
Yeah.
They do their own thing.
Oh, yeah.
Go down here and try to tell Corbin what
Oh
to
yeah,
do.
yeah. The board of like I say, everybody's got their own. That's like me. I'm in control of the Laurel County Sheriff's Office, and that's what the people elected me to be. I got a say in the sheriff's office. I don't have a say in the city police. I don't have a say in the state police. I don't have a say in the board of education. But everybody wants to act like that I got a say in all of it.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you guys have a special number that you call if there's a Bigfoot?
If there's a Bigfoot.
If there's Bigfoot sighting.
Jericho.
We
now
called the city police one.
This is a year ago when we started the show. Jericho's like, Paul, I've got some inside information that if you call dispatch and tell them you have a Bigfoot sighting, they send you to this. They call this other place. So we called. We got the city police here in Corbin. We Bluetooth the phone call so everybody could hear it. And he's like, can I help you? And he goes, yeah. You got a number you call if there's a Bigfoot? And that guy's like, what the hell are you talking about?
I thought it was a prank call.
That's the stupid internet for you.
Oh.
So you can unequivocally say there is no Bigfoot hotline number that you guys call.
I think we have a hotline. That may be something we need to work on. That may go into my next term. Right? Maybe we get that set. Yeah.
Call that a Jericho.
Well, now that you've set the scene.
Well, I was looking at the time. I was trying to get us there.
Now that you've set the scene, there's 3 questions. I'm sure we asked everybody that comes
Before we wrap up the show.
Do you believe in aliens?
No.
No, across the board then. I'm calling it right now.
No. I think I know what you're going to ask. Go ahead.
The paranormal. Do you believe in that?
I believe in evil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, look at these questions.
Well, yeah.
You see that? That's evil. Some of them's evil.
But like ghosts and stuff.
I would say they may be some spirits around. Yeah.
Have you ever maybe possibly seen anything that would have raised the eyebrow?
Maybe.
I'd say in 40 years of law enforcement,
Maybe.
you've come
I've been in some
something.
I've been in some pretty
evil
I'd rather not
situations.
discuss it, but I have saw some things.
Okay. And Bigfoot.
No.
I knew there was no Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's because he doesn't have a hotline.
Yeah.
Next year.
But now if you can bring me some, I'll get the hot.
Yeah, well, this guy, I watched this video. My wife had me watch this video because she's a huge Bigfoot believer. Well, she had me watch this video, and that dude really did sound convincing. Like, I was like, maybe he's telling the truth. So I come in, and I was telling these guys about it, and they was like, you know what? Call police right now.
No, hold on. First, I got to say, I was like, Jericho, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's the first thing I said. He goes, no, man, it's a reliable source. This guy was a police officer.
Yeah.
I said, dude, you're way off, but call. In fact, let's do it live on the show so everybody can hear.
So I did.
How crazy this is. Anyways.
I felt stupid after that.
So what's the one thing you would say to everybody that's going to be voting here? So
Yeah, one last. If you were talking to everybody, what would you want them to hear?
I would want everybody to compare the sheriff's office from the time when I took over to the way it is right now. Because if anybody out there says that their sheriff's office is not better today than it was before I was elected sheriff, I mean, I just don't know where you come from. I don't know if you've not been in Laurel County. And we've got a modern sheriff's office. We've got a professional sheriff's office. And we work for the people day in and day out. And if people want to see it continue that way, then I'm their man. And if they don't, then they got choices.
Well, John, thank you so much for coming on the show. Bro. We appreciate you. I hope we got some of the rumors out of the way, some of the questions answered. Guys, we appreciate you so much for watching. We're going to have Whitley County Sheriff Bill Elliott on the show Wednesday. We're going to start a new Whitley Wednesday, where we try to bring in some of the Whitley County candidates to shine a spotlight on our community. We spent a lot of time talking about London because there's a lot to talk about in London, and we've not really give an opportunity for a lot of our people to speak. So we're going to, and maybe even Scott Bunch to join him. We'll reach out to Scott. He's running for sheriff. Bill said he'd love to have both of them on the show at the same time. So maybe that's what our Wednesday show looks like. But again, John, thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate
There
you
was
guys.
one suggestion that we could mention that everybody was talking about is you're familiar with Redneck Bra?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said that we should just skip elections and go to the Redneck Bra.
Well, that would probably work. That would probably be more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But
You want to sign us out, Jericho?
Like always, catch us right here. I know Facebook messed up today. I don't know what's going on with that, but YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, about anywhere you can watch your podcast. Check us out. Follow, like, share, and stay tuned for
Let's
more.
give a shout out. You're going to be on another podcast.
Yep.
Real and Raw. 100% Real and Raw.
Raw.
When is that show going to be, John?
Let's see. I think that may be, is that a week from maybe tomorrow, Wednesday, the 23rd maybe, or I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, that'll be next Wednesday.
I think it's next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's next Wednesday.
So, guys, check that out. If you have more questions, he may be able to answer some for you on that show, too.
Yep.
All right. Peace out. Love yous.
Are you a jerky jerk?
Oh, yeah. Dang it. Hey, let me get a piece. No can do. This is my last piece of RJ's beef jerky.
RJ's Beef Jerky. Real jerky for real jerky jerks.